Hi, my name is Tara Shuck. Thank you so much for choosing me to be your Seint makeup artist. Right now you're probably waiting for your first package of makeup to arrive, and I wanted to create a quick tutorial so you feel more than confident with your first application. Quick background, I was not searching for new makeup when I bumped into this makeup on Instagram. Bought it on a whim one night, makeup came, tried it one time, and I basically tossed all the rest of my makeup. If you're anything like me, always rushing around on the go, I think you're going to fall in love with this makeup just as quickly as I have. Seint is a three-dimensional makeup meant for mature skin, which is considered 35 and above. So instead of the traditional system of layering on layer of makeup to where it becomes dry and almost cakey like by the end of the day, where it dries into your skin and almost accentuate your fine lines and wrinkles. Instead, this makeup is more of a paint by number system where there's a specific place on your face for each product, and then once blended together well, melts into a beautiful, glowing, hydrated skin. We're more so enhancing our own skin's beauty versus trying to cover it up. And my absolute favorite thing about this makeup is it is so compact, all of your colors in one place, quick, lightweight palette. Literally just grab this in your mascara and go. When I sent you your color match, there was a diagram attached with my face so you can see the different spots that each product goes onto, but we're gonna go over that quickly now. Please don't be overwhelmed. Like anything, there's going to be a small learning curve, and it may even take your skin a few times of using cream makeup to adjust to the cream makeup if you're used to using liquid foundation. Your box is going to come with these small magnetic tins. You don't have to put a lot of force on them. Just push them up. And don't be fooled by the size of these tins, because these colors, a little makeup goes a long way, and each of these tins lasts about 3 to 4 months. So most likely you're going to have a contour color. I'm going to open it, pop it in wherever you want. You can always reorganize them later for whatever suits your routine best. And then you're going to have your main highlight color, which is what you're typically used to called foundation. I'm going to pop that in. You're going to have a brightening color, which you're used to being called concealer for any of the spots that you want to add brightening to under your eyes. And then most likely you're going to have a blush color. You might have a bronzer color as well. I like to suggest a few blush colors. They double as lip and cheek, which is really amazing as well. And it's always nice to have a few options, you know. That's when you'll really realize the true magic of this makeup, when you can literally create colors yourself by blending shades together. It just becomes really fun and addicting. If you applied a moisturizer or an SPF before you started your makeup application, you want to make sure that you wait a good few minutes until it's completely dried into your skin. So I usually suggest popping on your mascara at that point while you wait for it to dry. And then if your skin is oil prone, I suggest that you start with some kind of primer that's going to set the makeup. You don't need to use a primer with this makeup. If you do, please make sure it's silicone free. One of my favorite primers is this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Works amazing for makeup to last on your skin all day without moving. What I'm going to do today is take my Seint Perfector sponge, which you could do this with any beauty sponge that you have at home. Make sure that you've wet it and wrung it out so it's damp. And then I'm going to take my Seint setting spray. Again, you can take any setting spray that you have and apply a few pumps directly to the sponge. And then I'm going to lightly tap this all over my skin. So you're probably used to doing this step last, but this is actually a really good trick for making your makeup stay all day, is to do a setting spray first and last. But you'll figure out what works best for you. I probably recommended a few brushes. Some of my favorite brushes are the Seint Detail brush. They're all double-ended brushes. So kind of get 2 for 1, your favorite kind. And then this blush and bronzer brush. I also have this spot brush and a few of their other brushes. I'm currently growing my collection. You'll notice, you can obviously use your other brushes, but you might notice in time that you prefer some of the Seint brushes over the ones that you currently have. I just think they were specifically made for this cream makeup, and it makes it go on very smoothly and nice. Step 2 is going to be a color corrector. For some of you, I suggested a color corrector for some of your skin distractions, and this is up to you. It's completely up to what bothers you and what does not bother you about your own skin. I see that I have a zit right here that I'm going to try to cover up, and then my skin has sunspots and hyperpigmentation. If you have rosacea, I probably recommended a color called Walnut to help cover up the redness. So next, I would say go in with that color. And again, everything has a spot on your face, so we're specifically dotting just the spots that we want to distract that are bothering us. So for my skin, I'm going to go in with my detail brush with a color called Mango, which is 1 shade darker than my skin. You always want to go darker to cover up things versus lighter. And at first it may look like it's too dark, but trust the process. So I'm just going to dab this along some of the spots that stand out to me. As a distraction. Okay, step 3 is contour. Now, the contour you'll notice has more of a tackier, thicker consistency, okay? And that is that way on purpose because we want it to stay on our skin and not move in those places. Again, you can apply it with whatever your favorite contour brush is. The detail brush is perfect for that, the way that it's angled. Or you can also do it with your finger. And in the case of contour, sometimes I actually prefer the finger because you can feel the bones. You want to hold it on there to warm it up for a few minutes. And then you want to feel where that bone is. Right at the bottom of your cheekbone, not under it, but right at the bottom of it. And you want to bring that in no further than the corner of your eye. And see, there's a little bit more on this side than this side. We're not going to worry about that. It'll all blend out in the end. If you need to add more in the end, you can add more. Then we're going to add some contour to our forehead. If you want, you can think of a little teepee right here, and you're going to contour what's on the outside of that triangle. If you have a larger forehead, you might have a wider band of color. Contour is meant to create shadows and dimension that we lose in our skin as we get older. So we're applying a darker, ashier color to create these shadows. And we'll blend it in more later. Next, we're going to do our jawline. You're going to do 1 line down from your hairline, and then 1 line across your jaw. Same on this side. And then if you notice under your chin, you kind of have a natural shadow here. So you want to start behind that shadow and pull it down. And then I like to go on my neck bands here and here. And we're going to blend that out later. Now I'm going to skip nose contouring for now. I'm going to do a more detailed tutorial on contouring in general, which will include your nose. I don't want anyone too overwhelmed from the start. Okay, step 4 is I'm going to now take the brightening highlight, which is going to be your lighter of the 2 colors, which is going to be more of your pop color, the things on your face that you want the light to illuminate and pop and look brighter. So I'm going to take a color called Linen, dab it on the smaller side of my detail brush and put it in the corner of my eye, and I like to bring it down the side of my nose some. And then in a line up the side of your eye for more of a lifted look. Now again, as we age, less is more with makeup. We want less in this area here that tends to have the cakiness and cracking. Your makeup is going to wear better throughout the day if you don't have makeup caked on under your eye and this skin that is thinner and creepier. I'm going to take linen and put it some on my forehead, a little down the center of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and my chin. Okay, because I want light to reflect in those areas. Step 5 is going to be taking your main highlight color and just applying that on the other spots that basically do not have makeup on them yet. Again, everything has a place. We don't want 4 layers of makeup. So just dot this on. Now I'm going to go in with the larger side of the detail brush and just start blending, and I'm going to blend light to dark. And you want to tap this or stipple the color into your skin versus swiping it and wiping it off. In the beginning, when I tried this makeup, I realized that I was blending it too hard to where the makeup would come off, and then I would just have to reapply it. We want to tap, tap, tap. Okay, now I'm going to blend that contour better. And don't worry, you can always add more later if you want to go for a more full coverage look. When you're blending this contour on the side, we want to push it up and not down. Again, we're going for a sculpted, lifted look on our face. This is creating more of that. You cannot mess this up, so not to fret. If you feel like you made a mistake, just grab a wet wipe and start over. It's all good. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit of practice. I'm going to pull the jawline color down. Blend it more down our neck for more of that snatched jaw. If you're like me, you're getting those pesky jowls. We need all the help we can get with our makeup. Okay, step 6 for my oily girls, or those who just prefer more of a matte look. At this point, we're going to use the setting powder to dab into our T-zone. It's also great using these beauty blenders because they pick up extra product that might just be sitting on top of your skin. And I like to do a little bit where I put my blush because that helps it stay all day. All right. Step 7 is optional, which is bronzer. If you have that in your palette, a lot of people like to mix their bronzer with an illuminator. Illuminator is what you would think of as a highlight. Yes, Seint has changed the name of products, kind of like Starbucks cup sizes. I don't know, but we all love Starbucks still. So I'm gonna grab one of the fluffier ends of the brushes and just tap that very so lightly into the bronzer and the sparkly illuminator to add a little bit more of a glow. And we're gonna lightly circle and basically marry it together with the contour. And it's different than contour in the sense that it's a warm color versus an ashier color. And it's meant to give you that sun-kissed glow. And then I like to bring it down my neck just to make sure everything is well blended. And again, this is a very natural look makeup, okay? That's what we're going for here as we get older. That's what I prefer anyway. I love it to look natural, glowing, dewy, highlighted. Step 8 is my favorite step, and that is the cheek/lip colors. So many beautiful colors to choose from, and I usually will suggest a few for you just so you can have a variety. And like I said, you could always mix the colors together and just find out where that sweet spot is for you. In this palette right here, I have a color called Sangria, and I'm gonna mix that with a little bit of Madrid. And this is a darker color, so you don't need much. I'm just tapping it on. Some of you may prefer that color. And add some of this peachy pink on top. Take my blush bronze brush and tap into Madrid. Put a little on my nose. And step 9, if you are an illuminator, more of sparkly girly, I'm gonna add some of the rose gold illuminator at the top of my cheekbones. A little bit at the arch of my eyebrow. tiny bit on my nose. And I like to put a little bit in my lip gloss. Look at that glow. And I'm going to quickly take some of the cream colors. Again, we do offer eyeshadows, which are all very beautiful. Again, wide selection of colors. But for my quick everyday look, I like to just use my 4 basic colors once again. So versatile. And pop on some of my light brightening shade on my eyelids. And then you can either pop on some bronzer, which a lot of ladies like to do, or the contour or the blush color. I think today I'll do a little bit of the contour in the corners. And there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions or concerns. I want you to love your makeup as much as I do. Think of me literally as your personal makeup assistant. I'm here and I'm happy to help.